Giants surprised everyone in the first term. They're energised, they're undersized, they're injury marred, but plenty of heart so far. It's McKinnon in the ruck, number 23 for the Giants. 18-year-old beaten by Downey, down to Hoskin, went without it. Dalpos picks it up, scoops the handball. They've got some free players here, kicking to half forward, clears the head of Beeson. Backtracking for the Blues is Hardiman. Kicks to a one-on-one and the defensive spoil by Collier, but she's been pinged for a push in the back, so it'll be a free kick here to Hosking. Hosking looking for Downey, who plays in the ruck. Got her hands to it, couldn't take it cleanly. Good tackle applied by Exon, and then the ball spills clear. She tries to win it. She's on the bottom of this pack.
That was a bit disappointing from those Carlton girls. They didn't really communicate too well, did they? That could have been an easy mark.
So Exon, one of the smallest players out there. She's nippy, that's for sure. Downey, to no great advantage. Dalpos, who was hurt. Good to see her back on. And we'll have another stoppage.
Dalpos is a really tough character. She's a very experienced footballer, and hits like that don't bother her, that's for sure.
One of the few Victorians on this list.
Absolutely. Former Victorian under-18 captain as well. It's played at the national championships at state level, so very well respected amongst her Victorian peers.
Hosking winning another free kick now. She flares it wide for Exon, who's found a bit of space. It sits nicely for her, regathers and then just pops it and asks for her forward to run and jump. That's exactly what Jacobson did. She was outnumbered, and a nice, strong, solid mark taken in defence for Barr, the #1 draft pick. She hits up a target. They've got loose players flooding back here. That's Williams. Kicks to a contest at half forward. Darby reads it best. #8 for the Blues. Couldn't quite pull in the mark. Comes back to Barr. Breaks free of the tackle. It's a bouncing ball. How does it sit? Well for Tully. Just gets a little left boot to it. Inside 50 it sneaks. Collier. Back to Barclay. She's going to kick to the top of the goal square. This is the excitement machine, Beeson. She's trying to get around lines. Tries zigzagging one way, then the other. Puts it on her right. Doesn't quite have the distance. Outnumbered 2-on-1 back there was Tully for the Giants.
How's the confidence of the Giants girls there? I mean, the way that they use the ball and long kicking game. I really like this long kicking that we've started to see in round 2 of the AFL women's competition.
Everyone's started to settle, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Definitely a tactic from... or a message, clear message from Tim Schmidt this week was their entries inside the forward 50 weren't deep enough. So that was a message that's been sent to those players, and they have responded. Target back there is Hosking in front.
That's a great mark.
Yeah, that's brave. She heard the footsteps.
I did
Schmidt
mind the
coming
effort there
behind
from
her.
Schmidt, though, there, Cal. I mean, she really had a crack at that footy then. It was terrific, terrific defensive effort.
She's a tough player. Great story, Hosking, former netballer from Seaford. Oh, and then crashing the pack. Flying in from the side is Exon. Talk about brave and gutsy. No one on the mark. So she takes off. Can she hit up someone in the centre of the ground? She does just that. This is Kennedy.
We want to see that from Exon. She's an excellent 400-metre runner, so I want to see her use her pace.
Too much air in that kick from Kennedy. Just watching tennis at the moment. We're going side end to end, and a 50 here. Might have been for cribbing over the mark.
Oh, no, play ran past the kicker, actually. She went to kick laterally. So a little bit undisciplined there, and they're the basics that you've got to make sure you're nailing in this length of competition.
Drags Collier to centre half forward. Too far out to score. Keeps it low. Smother on the mark. Flicks out the handball, missed the target. It was Hardiman. And then going again is Kennedy. Pound. Haven't called too much of her, the player from Albury. Flicks it back to Brazzali. Beautiful looking kick, but losing her footing was Jacobson. Allows Dale Pellegrini to come in on the action, and she does well. Scoots around Jacobson. Kicks to half forward. Schmidt, in fact, it's Brush. Tough attack on the footy.
Terrific effort there by Di Pellegrini. She used her body really well to push Jacobson under the ball and then created the 2-on-1 for the Giants, and they were able to get the ball forward again.
Beeson to a 1-on-1, but too strong in the contest, Downey. Alison Downey comes from a basketball background. And this is Attard, the captain. She received a push. It'll come back It'll be a friend 50. So 2 50s in the space of a minute. Collier just holding out her hands to the umpire to say what for.
Sorry, Charlotte. I feel like we're seeing a lot of 50s in the first 2 rounds from the girls. Maybe not really knowing the rules.
Adhard sets it up beautifully, and on the long lead is Shearlaw for the Blues.
Great use by Arnell. She's beautiful by foot either side.
So this is Kate Shearlaw, who grew up in Adelaide. She was working in the UK as an accountant. A friend said, come and play footy. She's given it off, decided not to go all the way herself. Maybe not the best option because now it's Williams getting back. Jacobson, can she keep it in play? Hemmed in against the boundary line. She can't. Kate Shearlaw playing her first game of footy last year in London for the Wimbledon Hawks. Great story. Let's get down to Nerily.
Britt Tully from GWS is just getting a bit of treatment on her right ankle. She's had a couple of painkillers, and as you can see there, she's got the boot off, so she'll look to get some strapping on that right ankle.
9 minutes to play in this first half. Still haven't seen a goal, but the Blues are pressing. This is Loynes. Wheels around onto the right. Gets right in and under, and Vesio just nurses the ball to her chest.
Lovely placement there from Katie Loynes. She really promoted Das Vesio there up the corridor and just floated it out there in front of her, and the defender had absolutely no chance. So well done there to Katie Loynes, and terrific story having her come back to football, been away for quite a while, and got her body right. Now she's playing for the Blues.
Has protected that drop zone beautifully, directly in front. So Darcy Vesio, when the ball is in her hands, things seem to happen. To draw within 2 points. Has it got the accuracy? It squeezes home, and Vesio, so dangerous. She is lethal off that boot.
I'm really impressed with her goal-kicking technique there. She took a long run up, which gave her the momentum to kick through the ball and get that distance.
Bit of a game changer here, having Vesio lead up at the ball, gave Alex Williams absolutely no chance to defend that kick in, and then Vesio goes back and slots that goal. But that's exactly what she needs to be doing when you're the marquee player and you're the key lead up forward. That's your job.
So the Blues with the first goal in this second quarter, and they draw within 2 points. Game well and truly on here at Ikon Park, and a good crowd in for it as well.
Nice even contest. It's good to see the Blues back in the game.
McKinnon and Moody. Moody palms it down, looking for Gillespie-Jones. Loynes trying to get involved in the contest. She goes once, she goes twice, and then she tackles.
And yeah, look, I think the Blues will be happy to get that score on the board. You know, they'd be feeling a little bit nervous after what they saw last night, and, you know, they don't want to rest on their laurels and make sure that they get the result thereafter today.
Kelly Underwood in commentary alongside Shiloh Curtis, former state player and administrator, and Kate Sheen on Collingwood's list. Oh, big bump there. Vesio coming in late. She's lurking. She applies the tackle here. Oh, it's stolen. It's stolen by Audley. And then she puts the afterburners on, and that is pace. And misses to the right-hand side.
Audley has got terrific pace, and she's got a terrific engine too. She can run all day, and, you know, very much an inside player, and will be hitting some of those Giants players pretty hard, I'd imagine.
So they're starting to hit the scoreboard a little bit more frequently now, the Blues, kicking to the Legends stand this second quarter. Here's Jess Bibby. Did well playing off half-back in her first ever AFL game last week. Ball to be won in the middle. Going without it was Moody. Loynes, she's lifted in this second quarter. Audley's in there, so too is Davey. Haven't seen too much of her. And then a high kick. This is a one-on-one contest. Vesio goes to ground. Vesio's there. She can make the ball talk, but not this time. She's having a tough day at the office. Lucas Rod. Awkward half volley. They're going backwards. And through last. And a nice mark playing in front.
Their hands have been cleaner this quarter. It's good to see.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a momentum shift here, and that's simply from the Blues applying a little bit more pressure, being a bit more disciplined in the one-on-one contests.
Shay Audley kicks it as far as she possibly can. It'll drop right at the top of the goal square. Here's Pound on the outside of her boot. The idea was right. Execution was poor. And the Giants really under siege here at the moment, particularly their defenders. Brianna Davey, the excitement machine, sidesteps one way then the other. Handballs to Jacobson from the boundary. And it was all or nothing, and it came up nothing.
Pound's been good this quarter. She's one of a couple of girls who drive up from Bendigo each week. She's an electrician, so she's pretty, you know, handy with her hands.
Well, you know, they need a spark, don't they, Kate Sheen?
I was looking for that.
Well, I was waiting for you to say it. It was so obvious. Reading it best at the back, safe hands. Privatelli wants to move it quickly. Lowers the eyes and chopping it off and filling in the gap was Ella Ross.
Actually, I need to correct myself there. She's not an electrician. She's studying to be a paramedic. I apologise.
I haven't got a line for you for that one.
And she's from Albury.
So the Blues, again, they're threatening and threatening. This time a high up and under. Jacobson, here goes Pound from Albury. She's ridden into the turf by Tompkins. Ball squirts out the back. Lawton fires out the handball. This is Wallet. She is tackled by Privatelli. And the crowd's starting to get engaged. They can sense maybe a bit of a momentum shift here, and that is holding the ball against Wallet.
Decent crowd coming in today for today's doubleheader as well, Cal.
Absolutely. 2-hour break between the two games. They're going to try and clear the crowd and then reopen gates just after 6 o'clock. Saundry. Handballs, no great advantage. Now, the umpire's seen something.
There was a hold, I think, there on Gab Pound after Saundry released the ball. She then went to her Melbourne Uni teammate, in fact, in Gab Pound, and held her up there. So a bit undisciplined and unnecessary. Didn't need to do it because they were out.
So Pound keeps it short, and the skipper marks. Diving down low. Doesn't want to back herself in. She's going to kick, looking for Vesio. Oh, she was the meat in the sandwich there. Might spill her way. Moody comes in and offers a little bit of assistance, and Farrugia tackles her.
It's hard to beat a 2-on-1 contest. What would you do, Shiloh? What would you be saying to Darcy if she's got 2-on-1?
Oh, you go to the person that's carrying the ball. Absolutely.
So they need reward for effort. They've done all the attacking in this second quarter. Comes out the way of Lucas Rod. Arnell, how does it sit for her? She gets around one. Boot to ball, not quite stripped of the footy. Farrugia and Nguyen and Ross. Still a ball to be won. Ellie Brush. Ross spinning 360. They cannot get clean hands to this ball at all. And Ross might have hurt herself. A little slow to get up. Still the ball's alive. Lawton. It's all Carlton. Moody slews off the side of the boot. It'll come the way of Arnell. A massive passage of play. Can she finish it off? No, she can't.
This is a real pressure game, Cal. I'm loving the way that both teams are applying pressure at the ball carrier, but certainly there's not much space out there in the ground at the moment. The momentum might be Carlton's way, but, you know, the Giants are really having a great crack at this game.
Well, for the Blues, it was also clean and pretty last Friday night. And that's a good, strong mark with a couple of Blues players bearing down.
Risky kick.
Collier. But they're finding it really hard to just break through and score. Tompkins, was it out of bounds on the full? It was.
I don't mind the fact that there's been no score because the Giants should be able to go in, you know, at almost 0-0 when they come out at half-time. So this is good for the Giants.
Tilly Lucas Rod will send it back inside 50. And again, the Giants are able to stand tall defensively to Maddie Collier. She's little, but she is tough, has a bounce. Kicks it out. Brazali should get there first. Now, she's a beautiful kick under pressure on this occasion. Flying for it was Gillespie Jones. She's got muscles on her muscles, number 5 for the Blues. And she's on the end of her handball. She sends it in the Vesio direction. And off hands and through for another minor score.
Disappointing effort there from the Giants means they needed to spread harder to get a bit more width because Collier was out there. And if they had a target that had spread out there, they would have been able to transition forward.
So a bit over a minute remaining before half-time. I have to say the points are with the Giants at this stage, even though they trail by 1 point. This is Beeson. Ridden down by Exon. Great stuff. Play on advantage. Bree Davey has a player all by herself in the pocket. Can Sheila get there? Outstretched arms, not quite.
She'd be disappointed. I wanted to see Schmidt call her teammate in there. She needed to let her know she had to get rid of that ball.
Nicola Bard did not see that coming. Crunched by Ikon. Lawton in the ruck for the Giants. Picking it up is Audley. Again, Vesio is outnumbered. Helping her is Jacobson. Can she keep it in play? No, it rolls out.
The smart thing to do would be to look for the other tall forward rather than go to Vesio the whole time. She's 2-on-1. She's not a magician. She's very good, but it's too difficult.
We saw that with your mob last week,
Exactly.
so no hope focus. So great point there, Kate.
2-3 the Blues, plays 2-2 the Giants. This quarter has belonged to Carlton, but they haven't been able to put the scoreboard pressure on. And is that deliberate?
Yeah, it has to be. Sorry, Alexandre. I like Alex's story, though. She's a free agent. She works for Connors Sports Management.
So Arnell, well, she almost kicked it, heard the siren, and she will go back and have a set shot from the impossible angle. Can she kick it from here?
Absolutely she can. If she gets the right angle, she's got the distance usually.
No, not on this occasion for the captain. So it's been a tough half for Lauren Arnell and her Blues teammates. And they take a 1-point lead into the main break. No reward for effort, really, in that second quarter. And the Giants just clinging on by their fingernails. It's been admirable. Carlton 2-3-15. The Giants 2-2-14 after the Giants led by 7 points at quarter time.
I feel like the Giants will be really excited about this second half. They're in this. I mean, they held the momentum in that quarter. I expected Carlton to do a little bit more. The breeze has picked up, am I wrong? I'm not sure. It just feels a little more blowy down towards the left of screen. So they've got to be buoyed by that second quarter.
Actually, I think they might even be. I think they might be a little bit disappointed with that when Carlton put the pressure on. Yes, they hung on, but their style of play was affected by the pressure from Carlton. So I reckon they'll be a bit disappointed with that.
Brianna Davies, the vice captain of the Blues, she's had 12 disposals until half-time. She's with Nerily Meadows.
Bria, it's tough out there.
Oh yeah, it's nice and hot too, so there's a few girls, breathing pretty hard at the moment, but she's back to the drawing board and come out bigger and stronger.
You dominated the inside 50s in the second half of that second quarter, but didn't dominate on the scoreboard. Do you need to work on that?
Yeah, look, I think at the moment we need to put a real emphasis about just being clean with the footy, and that it's simple stuff, and if we get that right, we'll be really dangerous.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
So stick around, we'll be back to wrap up the opening half here at Ikon Park. The Blues with plenty of fans, and they'll be looking to kick away in this second half against the Giants. Half time, and it's the Blues by 1 point.